Most banks, including the banks we represent, will require that buyers who are paying with a mortgage have been pre-approved. It's important for a couple of reasons. One, it's important to the buyer, you know what you can afford to buy. It's important to the lender so they know that you can perform on the contract that you've entered into. The pre-approval process is rather straightforward and painless. So during the scope of a 15-minute conversation with a loan representative, you can be pre-approved to purchase any of our properties. As you can imagine, with the purchase of a bank-owned property, or any property for that matter, there are certain contracts involved. We use the Florida Association of Realtors contract. It's known as a FAR or a FAR-BAR, and it's a state contract. In addition to that, the lenders are going to have a seller's addendum. And the addendum varies from a couple of pages, in some cases it could be 10 or more pages. And it defines the terms of the contract. In essence, what it says is that the purchase is as is with the right to inspect. Additional documentation are the pre-approval letters. If you're paying cash, proof of funds are required, and that is simply a copy of a bank or investment statement. And that's essentially it. You know, the condition of the property is definitely one component of the valuation. A complete inspection is done by someone on my staff prior to marketing the property, and will note for the bank whether there's any appearance of roof leaks or damage to drywall, or that the appliances work, the air conditioning work, that sort of thing. And to the extent there are any physical deficiencies, we'll either A, put that into the asking price, or B, make the repairs. If a home inspection turns up some surprises, and it's the reason you do that, many bank-owned properties require some work, paint and carpet and miscellaneous cosmetic enhancement. But if a home inspection turns up something more substantial, there are a couple options there. One option is canceling the contract. The other option may be to come back to me and say, here's the results of the home inspection, and we would now prefer to have either a credit to repair X or perhaps a reduction in sales price. And if the lender wants to hold on to the transaction and close with this particular buyer, they may consider doing that. You know, I'm often asked, have we hit the bottom? The bottom is easy to recognize once we've already come out of it. But there are some signs that you can look to. One is, are the inventory levels stabilizing or going down, meaning properties are being sold? That's happening now. Our inventory levels hit the peak actually in mid-2007 and have declined approximately 20 to 25% throughout Florida. The other is price stabilization. The rate of depreciation is reducing. So properties are now, there's still some depreciation, but the rate is much less. Predictions for calendar year 2010 is that there'll be single-digit depreciation, perhaps 8 to 10%, versus the double-digit depreciation that we've seen annually since 2006. What matters is the horizon of your purchase. If you're buying a home and you're going to be in it for a period of time, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, it doesn't matter whether the bottom is today or the bottom is 1 year from now. You're going to be well positioned for the price appreciation that inevitably is going to come back to the market. So now is the time to buy.